Well, with a few days to the mid-year budget review, the Liquefied Marketing Companies Association is demanding government removes taxes on liquefied petroleum gas LPG. The association says LPG, which used to be subsidized, has its prices build up constituted of more than 23% taxes today, which is affecting marketers and users. We'll hear from the association and some environmental experts. But first, here is Henry Kwesi Bedu's report focusing on local eatery operators and the reasons why they are switching from LPG to charcoal.
It's not to say gas isn't good. It is, but honestly, I prefer charcoal to gas. Gas is too expensive and it does not even last long.
It's 8 p.m. in Accra, just around the time the market booms for sellers of noodles, tea, rice and other eatables. Dinah has been selling noodles in the evening for more than 5 years. She owns a 2-burner LPG stove, but she doesn't cook on it. Instead, she uses it for storage. She says she stopped using it for the past few months due to the drastic increment in LPG price.
Now I use charcoal because the gas is too expensive, so I can't afford it. A full bag of charcoal costs 60 or 70 cedis depending on the type of wood, and it's able to last for 2 months. I won't use gas again until it is reduced.
I take a stroll to other sellers in the city. I meet Equia and Mavis who use LPG and charcoal at the same time. Their case is no different, as they say they are left with no option than to complement their cooking with charcoal since LPG is too expensive.
Gas is too expensive and it's not helping my business, so I normally use charcoal because it's affordable and lasts longer.
These women want government to intervene and help reduce the price of LPG in the country.
Government should please help us with the price of the gas.
Until now, LPG has been the preferred choice for many people in Ghana. But barriers such as cost and access are beginning to force a shift from LPG back to charcoal. This, environmentalists warn, could have dire consequences on the environment, such as rising sea level, among others.
Henry Kwesi Bedu filed that report. Now, according to the LPG Marketers Association, the persistent increase in the price is mainly the reason for the change from LPG to other unhealthy fuel alternatives. They want government to remove taxes on LPG. Let's speak to Gabriel Kumi. He is the Vice President of the LPG, the Liquefied Marketing Association. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Mr. Kumi.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We've just done a story where we see people moving or shifting from the use of gas to charcoal. Some of them are using both at the same time. But really, this can happen anyway. It doesn't necessarily mean it's because the prices have gone up. People just want to be, perhaps efficient with how much they spend on gas.
Unfortunately, the statistics doesn't support what you just said. The statistics rather support the fact that consumption is going down. People are switching back to charcoal because of the price of the LPG. If you look at the statistics, the consumption of LPG, if you take it back to between 2006 and 2016, a period of 10 years, LPG consumption in Ghana was growing at an average rate of 16.16%. After the taxes were introduced in 2015 and crude oil prices started going up, LPG consumption over the past 3 years has been very, very, very stable. There has not been any growth after the taxes were introduced. And in fact, if you look at the figures for the first quarter of this year, if you compare that to the first quarter of last year, the projection is that by the end of this year, consumption will start going down. So really, about 90%, 90-95% of the reason why LPG consumption is dipping is because of the price. I mean, but let's face it, the average cylinder is now costing about 80 cedis. We are looking at a country where we're having an average income of 500 to 600, 400 Ghana cedis. If you peg the average bottle as 80 cedis, you are asking somebody whose income is 500 cedis to use about 20% of his income to buy just LPG for the month. And I think we can't have that. So basically, the price is driving people away from consuming the product.
Well, you're asking, the finance minister is going to present the mid-year budget review to Parliament on Monday, and you are expecting some changes there. Tell us about what the expectations that you have.
Right. I mean, this government is a very listening government. I mean, your report states it all. Your report that you just aired sums everything up. I mean, the government has an objective of increasing access to LPG from the current 25% to 50% by the year 2030. Government can simply not eat its cake and have it. Government cannot expect to keep prices up there and at the same time expect an increment in consumption. It's two things. Either government leave price as it is now, leave the taxes on as it is now, and expect LPG consumption to go down, or remove all the taxes so that its own objective of increasing access of LPG from 25% to 50% by the year 2050 could be achieved. There's no way government can have the truth. This is a listening government. It has a very golden opportunity. We are appealing to our finance minister that one major nuisance tax that he has not been able to remove, that has escaped his lenses, is the taxes on LPG. And we are appealing to him to use this golden opportunity during the budget review on Monday to kindly take off all taxes from LPG so that government's own objective of increasing access of LPG to 50% by the year 2030 could be achieved. So basically, our call is in support of government objectives. So we are appealing to our finance minister.
You seem confident that your calls will be heeded to by government. So what?
My sister, is the way to go. I mean, government, as I said, government.
Asking what you're going to do if Monday comes and these your concerns or your requests have not been met in the review.
We will continue to pile up the pressure. We will continue to appeal to government until this noble call of ours is heeded too. I mean, if government doesn't do that, then it should come back and tell us that it has abandoned its objective of achieving an increase. I mean, basically, this is a product with an elastic demand. What that simply means is that if you raise the price of the product, you disenfranchise a lot of people from using it. Right. But if you lower the price, you attract a lot of people into the consumption so that your own objective of increasing access of LPG to 50% could be achieved. So if government come back and say that he has revised that objective, then you can allow the price to be as it is now. But if the price stays as it is now, what is going to happen is that consumption is going to go down. And as I said, you can go to the NPA website, pick up the consumption for last year, the first quarter, at least the first quarter compared to first quarter of this year, and you can see that there is a serious decline. And the projection is that by the end of this year, there will be decline compared to the previous year.
Thank you for your time. And Monday is just barely 3 days away, so we'll hope to see how it goes in Parliament. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, Mr. Operator, this is a nuisance tax.
Right.
About 25% from the LPG is a nuisance tax.
Gabriel,
and we are appealing to you to remove it with immediate effect. Thank you.
Gabriel Kumi speaks for the LPG Marketers Association. I have on the line. He is a member of the Ghana Sanitation Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Journalists Network. He joins us on the line. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for your time. Now, you're people who look out for the environment. I'm interested to find out what your perspective is on the conversation so far. Gas to charcoal.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Do you hear me?
Your line was cutting.
Right. Sorry about that. Let me just. I was just asking for your perspective as environmental watchers. I just wanted to find out your perspective on the conversation, which is about the switch from LPG usage to charcoal, which has taken a lot of advocacy. By the way, the usage of LPG has taken a lot of advocacy to establish. So I'm interested in your perspective on this switch, because people can no longer afford gas, which seems to be increasing in prices.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Whether we like it or not, people will still be using charcoal, no matter how we develop, no matter how many people come on stream with regards to using gas. One, because they cannot afford, and two, because people are still very apprehensive when they are using gas because of the damage it can cause if it's not handled properly. Yes, that said, as you said in your preamble, we have done a lot of advocacy on the use of gas because we want to protect our forests. Elsewhere in the world, people still cut down wood. And Ghana, you know that we have most of the tropical woods, one of them being the rosewood that has been banned. The export of it has been banned because people are just felling them left, right, center. But I think what we need to do as a country, apart from making the gas affordable for the people, is also do sustainable cutting of the wood, which we don't do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as you're concerned, we can. I mean, people. We can still go on with the usage of charcoal, but it just has to be done properly in a way that's sustainable, like you said.
Yes, exactly so.
So the call for a reduction in taxes on LPG liquefied petroleum products. Is that a call your organization is likely to support?
Why not? If it's made affordable for the majority of Ghanaians, that would be a good thing, because then a lot of people can afford it, and a lot of people will not be forced to resort to cutting down wood or using firewood or charcoal and to deplete our forests. You know, as we speak, our forests are always depleting because of illegal felling. And a report that was released in 2011 suggested that Ghana was losing about 2.19% of its forest to illegal tree felling. And we can stop that. The forest guards alone cannot do the work. We have to put in place the necessary policies to also guard against people being forced to go to the forest to cut the wood. You know, most of us in this part of the world always depend on nature to replant, which is so good. Yes, elsewhere they cut, we're talking about sustainability. When they are cutting the forest, you know that as they cut, they are planting, and they have studied how long the trees they are cutting will take to grow properly, to mature, to be used. Here we don't do that, and I think we have a lot to do. Much as we want people to stop using or cutting down wood.
Okay, so why you stand this? It sounds to me like you have one leg here, 1 foot here, and 1 foot there, which says that, first of all, reducing the prices of LPG is okay, that it will encourage more people to use the gas and save the forest. But if we don't do that and we still need to go on with the usage of charcoal, it has to be moderated in ways that makes cutting down of trees sustainable.
Well, I said at the beginning that whatever we do, we cannot prevent people from using charcoal or firewood. We cannot. But we have to put in place certain measures if we are trying to wean people off using charcoal and firewood. You know, at first we have this check wayside eateries or whatnot. They were all using charcoal and things. But with the advocacy made of that, all of them are using gas. They have a small gas cylinder, so they use outdoors to do their business. That's all good for us. Okay. We have some fields that are giving us gas. I think that the right thing to do that if we can access the gas, we can make it affordable to the Ghanaians. That's the first thing we should do. But even as we do that, we should not lose sight of the fact that we also have to make it easy for people to afford it.
Mr. Smith, thank you so much for your time this afternoon here on The Pulse. Edmund Smith is with the Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Journalist Network there, ending that conversation for us on LPG. Like I said, Monday is not so far away, barely 3 or 4 days away from now, and we will keep our eyes on Parliament to find out what the Finance Minister says about this particular call by the LPG Marketers Association.